Hi everyone! Welcome to my channel, Sanjian Tarot. For this unboxing video, I have Mystic Meows Tarot by Vermilion Creative and Mist Muse Studio. This was from a Kickstarter. At least these three were from a Kickstarter that ran from December 25, 2025 to January 4, 2026. And I received my 3 decks on March 6, 2026, which ended up missing a guide for one of them. And I did receive that missing guide. However, it was damn near 2 months later. So the missing guide came at May 6, 2026. And at the same time, I discovered a second edition, which I placed an order for through an Etsy seller. And this second edition arrived on June 3, 2026. So clearly the Kickstarter tier I pledged for was the all-in tier. Now, the artist who drew these, I've never heard of the artist before. At least the artist's name goes by Lee, L-I. I don't know what other decks this artist made, if they did previous tarot decks. I don't know if it's Lee Shah or Shah Lee. I don't know how their names are oriented. So, yeah, I'm not aware of any prior decks or prior work in general from the artist. I've also never heard of the studio, Mist Muse Studio. Yeah. Oh, God damn it, I ripped a piece of the flap, just removing the shrink wrap. God damn it, it actually got caught when I was pulling the shrink wrap away. I've never had that happen to me before. God damn it. Ooh. All right. Just checking on the condition, and I didn't see this underneath the wrap, but I see some visible scratch marks. These are scratches. It looks like scratches to me. I feel, yeah, I'm rubbing my finger over it. Yeah, I noticed this too. There's a little like indent here on the edge of this box. But this one came from an Etsy seller that shipped from China. So yeah, I guess that's to be expected. Although these 3 came from Vermilion Collection. And they have a California studio in the US. And yeah, look at that. Really? This is how I got it? Yeah, I know I received it damn near like 2 to 3 weeks ago, but I definitely did not do this from the time I've had it, from the time I received it to now. It genuinely arrived this way. Like, wow. Despite being wrapped in, you know, bubble wrap and everything. At least this one's fine. The tin isn't crushed or anything like that. Looks like this tuck box is fine, save for that little tear I ended up doing. God damn it. All right, so yeah, four types. This standard version is called Regal Purr, like P-U-R-R, purr, like cat purr. Okay, so here's the front of the box and the back. And I think the wrapper had a barcode sticker on it, so I don't know if this barcode is intended for this deck. You know, because the tuck box version has the barcode directly on the box. So I don't know. And while I'm at it, yeah, here's the front of the tuck box. Okay, tin. This is what the tin looks like. And yeah, whatever barcode it had, it was part of the plastic. So I guess, I don't know, it's whatever. And then this is the second edition. All right. So clearly a flip top magnetic box for this standard version for Regal Purr. Oh. Oh, yes. Wraparound magnetic flip top. That's what I like. And there's the inside of that. Okay, guidebook included inside. I think this is bilingual Chinese and English. All right, and ooh, interesting. Oh God, is that glitter? Huh, okay, look at that. The inside of the box appears to match the back of these cards. Okay. I don't usually see that. I see the box usually has its own design on the inside. Okay. So the edging was supposed to be blue sparkle. Uh-oh. Oh, no, okay. I thought a card was a different size. So this is supposed to be blue sparkle, and I think it's supposed to have flecks in it to give it that sparkle effect. I'm usually not a fan of that because the sparkle is usually glitter, and glitter comes off. You know what? As I look at this, there's not much flecks. I don't know if you could see, if I could get the camera to view, but it's not much. Like whatever you see, the little few flecks, those are really it. That's it. Yeah, not much. Huh. Yeah, it's not much. And this is, like I said, this is the back. Okay. All right, tin box. For the pocket version is called Whisker Tin. I don't think there's anything really. Okay, well, it's got a nice little cushion foam on the inside, so that's good. The guidebook, this was where the missing guidebook came from. So yeah, the guidebook was supposed to be included, but clearly couldn't fit inside the tin box. Okay, no special edging at all. So you can see just plain. And here's the back. All right, like I said, this one's called whisker tin. All right, now this is the mini version. Oh, you put from here first. Now this mini version was not supposed to come with a guide at all. I don't think it supposed to come with a digital version either. I can't seem to slide the butter knife. Okay, maybe I gotta do it this way then. This is a thick butter knife, maybe? Holy crap, I'm putting stress on it already. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Ooh, I'm seeing it already wrapped. Okay, and this is the back of the mini version. Again, actually no, I never named the theme. This mini version is called Paw Cat Fun. Paw Cat. Like, I'm serious, that's what the campaign page said. All right. 81, interesting. Okay. Come on. Oh, no, I don't want to do what I did with the ball. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's the back. Paw Cat Fun theme. All right, and then the second edition, which was released, I don't know, well after the first editions. Okay, 2-piece rigid box. Of course, with the little insert, thumb insert that I like. Huh, nothing on the inside. Okay. All right, and ooh, okay. Huh, I saw pictures that it would have a pink edging. But seeing it up close, I guess in person, seeing it in person, yeah, it's a little bit better than I thought it would be than seeing the pictures. These are some strong shrink wrap. I wonder what they used. Very, very pink. I don't know if this had a theme name like the other three. I just know it's called second edition. And I don't even know why they came out with a second edition. And when I say they, I mean, I guess the studio. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Okay, looks like a pink matte to me. Let me see. I see some sparkle flecks, but it's not, it's even less than the blue one. So yeah, if you see any flecks, it's, I don't know if they're supposed to be there. But I guess this edging is matte. It looks matte to me, matte pink. Yeah. So, okay, yeah, and the back. All right. And yeah, oh no, that's a lie. There is a guidebook. It's just the guidebook is actually all in Chinese. So the guidebook for the second edition, all in Chinese, but the guidebook that came with the first editions, the first 3 editions, were, what the? Did I need to pull this apart? Oh my gosh! These pages are like, I mean, it's just folded. It looks like it was supposed to be cut, but it didn't cut all the way. Like, it's not like it's perforated or anything. This is genuinely just one page. Can you see that? This is the Chinese book. So yeah, it's genuinely one page. It looks like it's like this for only that section. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Chinese guidebook that came with the second edition, and it's like that. Wow. I've never seen a book that did that before. Ever. All right. So it looks like only the 2 standard sizes have edging of some kind, colored edging, and the other 2 do not. And it looks like the standard editions, both standard editions and the tin plate one came with the guidebook, and the mini version did not. So from what I read on the campaign page, one of the standard versions actually comes with 81 cards, and the other 2, the pocket and mini version, came with only 80 cards. And then, I'm doing this incorrectly, aren't I? And then the second edition has 79. So yeah, that's a weird difference of the number of decks, like per, I guess per deck, per edition, per size. And so I thought that was weird, and that's something I'm not a fan of when there's different editions or different sizes of the decks, and they decide to, I don't know, make different number of cards per deck. And I don't know why they would do that. Not a fan of that. Sorry, I'm trying to place this in a way that you guys can see. Okay. Yep, these are the backs. Yeah. Get a good look at them. This is the difference. All right. And yeah, they're pretty much going to be the same, save for the number of cards. Ooh. And the GSM and everything else like that. Size and stuff. Okay. I'm looking at these from the side, and I'm looking at the way they're stacked, and it looks like the second edition is taller than all 3 of them, than the previous editions. So there's a good chance that the second edition is much thicker, or the thickest GSM. Maybe the cardstock is also different than the first editions, all first editions. So yeah, sorry about the lighting here in the corner, since it's coming from one side of the room here. I'm gonna try something here. All right, so as I said before, I guess first edition standard has 81 cards, first edition pocket has 80, first edition mini has 80, and second edition standard has 79. Oh well, not happy with that difference of numbers, so yeah. All right. So the artist, as I said, is named Lee, and that's all I know. Lee. That's the name that was listed in the campaign. All the cards are hand-drawn. No AI. Now the two standard versions are 70 millimeters by 120 millimeters. The pocket edition, the whisker tin, is 60 millimeters by 100 millimeters. And the mini version, Paw Cat Fun version, is 46 millimeters by 78 millimeters. So the first edition standard one is black core paper with a 330 GSM. The tin one is PVC. I have no idea what the GSM is because the campaign page said it was just 0.3 millimeters. I don't know what that means. I've never heard that as being the description for weight, for card weight. At least not for tarot decks. The mini version, I've just learned is, well, no, not just I just learned. The mini version is coated two-sided paper, which that phrase also goes by C2S. Now, I've seen that before. I just had no idea that C2S actually stood for coated two-sided. And the weight is 300 GSM. That's for the mini version. The second edition standard is matte coated paper. And there were two sites that sell the second edition, and they had different GSM. One said 330 and another said 350. So I have no idea. I'm actually going to go with the 350 just because of how thick it looks compared to these first editions. As far as texture and finish, texture, I have no idea for any of these. The first edition standard is soft touch laminate finish. The pocket version is just matte laminated finish. The mini version is matte varnish finish. And the second edition is also matte varnish finish. And as I'm looking through these, I'm just noticing how there are no numbers in the major arcana so far. Like no numerals of any kind, no Roman numerals, no Arabic numerals, none of that. Like nothing that I could see right away. So far with the I guess at least with the major arcana interpretation, it's very warm sun. That must be an extra card. Yeah, it seems very close. Okay. See, this is what I don't like. Warm card is an extra card for both the standard and pocket version. Just the standard and pocket version. I don't know why they would do that. Okay, and yeah, that's another extra card. Strictly for the first edition standard size. New chapter. I have no idea if they'll be explained in the guidebook, so I guess I'll find out. Yeah, now there's actually supposed to be an extra Six of Wands card for all 3 editions. No idea if the second edition has that extra Six of Wands card. Maybe it does. Maybe that's the second edition's 79th card. So I guess we'll see. All right, here's the first Six of Wands. So I wonder if the Six of Wands is already here. Yep, okay. Yep, that's the alternate Six of Cards. So the only difference between the Six of Wands cards, the original and alternative one, is just which cat is, I guess, technically facing the front. So in the original, it's the black cat in the foreground, and in the alternative Six of Wands, it's the white cat in the foreground. So yeah, it's interesting. Even the wand is flipped around. That's interesting. So the one wand, you can see the one wand here with the wreath. Here, you could see how it's actually genuinely flipped around. It's as if the point of view was just somebody going around to where the black cat would be facing. And yeah, and then the wand is flipped. So looks like in terms of perspective, yeah, the wand is flipped too. Yeah, you could see who's in the background too. Like here, the black cat's in the background and the white cat's in the background. And you could see the wand not only flipped, but you could tell it's placed behind each of them. Yeah, so that's interesting. At least they took into account, I guess, perspective. They didn't just palette swap the cats. There's actually a change in perspective. I mean, see, look at the background, I guess. See, I think the background, there's this cat with the headband, and in the background of the original card, it's actually this, I guess, this black cat, which would be this black cat in the foreground of the alternative card. So, yeah, this isn't, like I said, it's not just a palette swap. It's a genuine perspective change between the two Six of Wands cards. So I like that. I like that they took that into account. Made it a full perspective change rather than just a palette swap between the two cats. I find it interesting that the second edition, even though the guidebook is all in Chinese, the cards themselves are in English. I'm not sure if the second edition was intended to be sold to, I guess, English speakers, since the guidebook for the second edition is all in Chinese. I am kind of wondering why the decision to, they made the decision to not use any numerals. So all the numbering are in words. So they're spelled out here at the bottom. Like 5, 6, 7, 8. No Roman numerals at all, no Arabic numerals at all. Of course, I've seen that before. It's just I kind of wonder sometimes on why the creators opted to omit numerals and either leave it as words or not include any numbering at all. Sometimes there's an explanation. I think there is a creator that completely removed like titles and numbers from her version of the tarot deck, and she explained why. She said like all the words and numbering and titles and such look like it could deter from the artwork. So that's the primary reason why that particular creator removed any numbers, numerals, and titles from her deck. For this deck, I have no idea. No idea why they removed any and all numerals. But like I said, they're there in English. They're spelled out in letters. So they're still there. Well, some kind of numbering is there. I guess that's what I mean. It's in the titles of the cards. I think what's interesting about this deck is that there are, I guess, two main characters for this deck. The black cat and the white cat. So you'll see the rest. I guess that's why there are two Six of Wands cards. One Six of Wands for the black cat and one Six of Wands for the white cat. These are clearly borderless, and at the same time, I like the way they handled the placement of the titles down here at the bottom, so it doesn't look like any important symbolism or the artwork is blocked off or hidden in any way by the titles. That's interesting. Huh. Here with that mini, in order to make sure that the words stay readable, looks like they put the title on 2 lines instead of just 1 line, likely due to the size. Okay, well, yeah, I'm sure they still wanted to try to get it on 1 line, but I guess for the sake of readability, because these are the mini versions, they put it on 2 lines. I approve. I like that decision. I would like to be able to still read what's on the card. So I'm wondering with the longer words if they did the same thing, like 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. We're gonna find out. Oh, okay. No, they were able to fit the phrase 7 of Pentacles all in 1 line, and it's still readable to me. Okay. Oh, so with 8 of Pentacles, yeah, all in 1 line. Oh, this is interesting. Pentacles are the flowers here. Oh, they're clocks. Oh, it's flowers, and there's actually like the hour and minute hands on each of the flowers. That's interesting. Oh, Pentacles, because Pentacles, 3D world, time. Time is considered part of the 3D world and part of the theme of a pentacle. Oh, I'm just noticing how the font is colored differently on this mini version of the Knight of Pentacles as compared to the standard size. Wow, okay. That's what I consider a good quality check, quality review. Like, how would the font look, I guess, when considering also color, not just size. So yeah, you know what, I'm okay with that. Even though it's a little bit different from the rest of the cards, I actually don't mind that as long as it's still readable in some way. Kind of wonder what it would look like if it was still in the white font. Of course, I'm not sure if it could have been a mistake that slipped past quality control. I don't know. Is that a possibility? Could be, yeah, maybe. All right, I see an extra card in the mini version. I didn't think there was an extra card in the mini version. Oh, that's where Warm Sun is. Okay. Never mind. So, looks like the mini version did have the Warm Sun card. And not just the extra Six of Wands card. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and put you along with where the others were. And I think it was right after the major arcana. All right. Yeah, so it's too bad the second edition doesn't come with the extra, I guess, not just an alternative card, but it doesn't come with the extra card. So I don't know. I guess it's an edition thing, maybe. That's, oh well, that's too bad. So I guess if you end up with the second edition, you're missing out. Not really a fan of that. I guess makes a big difference between what's considered, I guess, a collection type, between regular standard collectors. Yeah, collectors and standard versions. All right. All right, next is the shuffle test. All right, so this standard version. Oh, I'm seeing. Okay. So the standard version is supposed to be 330 GSM. Supposed to be, well, that's what they said in the campaign. So if it's 330, it's 330 GSM. Black core, soft touch laminate. Okay. Yeah, standard size. Ooh, yeah, this, okay. Yeah, the surface does feel, I don't know, soft, but it also feels matte. It's got that matte feeling because it's not glossy. That was pretty good. All right, overhand shuffling. Ooh. It feels slightly clumpy. This soft touch laminate, I'm getting that matte feeling, so it's not as slick, or it feels less slick than normal. So yeah, these feel a little bit clumpy for overhand shuffling, but they did really well in the riffle. Okay, pocket version. I really don't know what the GSM. The campaign said it's 0.3 millimeters. I honestly don't know what that's supposed to mean. Is that like the card thickness? I mean, Okay, but like, but what is the GSM? Like, what is the weight? I don't know. Okay. Ooh, okay, slippery. But it said matte laminate, so I didn't think matte laminate, matte lamination would be that slippery. Ooh, yeah, these are slick. Not clumpy at all. Not as clumpy as the first edition standard. Ooh, yeah, these are slippery. Yeah, I don't handle cards often, so I think this would slip from my hands a lot. All right, mini version, 300 GSM. Okay, yeah, these are pretty difficult. See, I can't even get these to shuffle. Like this is my riffle shuffle. Okay, I can't even do that part. Maybe the side riffle. Maybe we could get these to shuffle better in the side. I'm afraid I might bend the cards. Okay. All right, I might end up side riffling these just because of the size. They're very small. They overhand shuffle well. Matte varnish finish. I don't know if matte varnish is different than matte lamination. I guess. I think they feel different. Yeah, they're different. It's different. At least it does to me. It feels different to me. All right, second edition. Ooh, yeah, these feel thick. I'm guessing these are more like the 350 GSM instead of the 330 GSM that one of the other vendor websites said these are. Yeah, these are thick. These definitely feel thicker than the first edition standard size. Ooh, okay, I almost bent the top card pretty badly. Yeah, these are... I'm going to go with the 350 GSM for the second edition. Do they overhand shuffle well for a matte varnish finish? Okay. Yeah, this shuffles well. It's not as clumpy as the first edition standard, which is actually considered, the first edition standard is actually considered the collector's version since it has the extra new chapter card. All right. And so the guidebook, actually I want to do this one. Okay, so the guidebook, yeah, it's bilingual, so Chinese and English. All right. All right, so colored pictures of the cards. Looks like for the major arcana, general interpretations. Here's, I mean, it says solitude and introspection, wisdom and guidance, and then it goes on and on. And that's just for the major arcana. So let me see. Okay. Looks like for the minor arcana, it's still 2 pages worth, but it looks like it's just a general description. Actually, okay, yeah. What I'm looking at is a short description of the image. And then I see it says upright and reversed. So it looks like they just, for the English version or maybe for the Chinese version too, it's just, they just put it all in one big, huge paragraph. They're not sectioned off as this part is the description of the image, and then these 2 sentences are upright, these 2 sentences are reversed. Yeah, so they just, Oh, please, why would they do that? So they just put all of it in one paragraph, at least for the minor arcana. Ugh. Oh, and let me see if there's a oh, okay, here we go. Special Six of Wands. Okay, there's an explanation for the alternate Six of Wands. Okay, and okay, here's a description of the warm sun, which is interesting because warm sun is only for the first edition collector's edition. And yeah, this book was included with the tin edition. So it looks like if you got the collector's edition or the tin edition, you'd still get that warm sun definition. And warm sun is not included in the tin edition. So that would create a lot of confusion, I think. People would see the warm sun and then try to find the warm sun card in their tin edition, and then they'd be thinking that they're missing a card, but they're not. It doesn't look like there's a warning that warm sun is only for the collector's edition for the first edition of this deck of Mystic Meows. Yeah, I wish. Oh my fucking god, I got that backwards. New Chapter is the special collector's edition card, not Warm Sun. I'm an idiot. But at least they indicated collector's edition exclusive. So, you know what? All that critical... yeah. I take that all back. I'm sorry. I was applying the collector's edition card to the wrong version. It's not Warm Sun. Collector's edition exclusive, New Chapter, right here in the book. God damn it. All right. You know what? Yeah, that just means everything I said earlier was just a waste, and I was wrong. So at least the guide explains that the New Chapter card, which is only in the collector's edition, is exclusive to the collector's edition. So at least they explained that. Okay, so yeah, 81 cards for the collector's edition, and then 80 cards for the tin version, 80 cards for the mini version, and then 79 cards for the second edition. But I'm glad that the extra cards like New Chapter and Warm Sun was explained. And I guess they went a little above and beyond to include here what they say is the white cat version of the Six of Wands. So yeah, that's good on the guide. Now, this is the Chinese only guide, and what I found interesting was that they're both sized the same. So even though one is bilingual with Chinese and English, they're both the same size. This Chinese only guide is the same size. Yeah, and then yeah, there's that weird like page that doesn't seem to be cut properly. This is still one I'm probably gonna have to get yeah, a special cutter to split those properly. And yeah, there's all these, I don't know what these are. These are names of some kind. I mean, I don't know if they're what are they called? Just alternate names. I mean, most of them are just letters and numbers, so it's they're not avatars. Avatars are pictures. Yeah, just alternate names, I guess. I don't know what it's for. I don't know if it's people who were involved in the creation, or it's a lot of people, they're involved in the creation, or if these people are part of maybe a group, a tarot group, a tarot club, Yeah. All right, so it looks like this. Okay, it looks like the text here, even though this is entirely in Chinese, they're arranged better than, looks like the bilingual version of the guide. Same colored pictures. Yeah, it's same 2-page explanation for each card. So, yeah, it just looks like this might have a, I guess, more detailed description than the bilingual book, just because they're trying to fit 2 languages in the same number of pages. So, yeah, I mean, here's a 10 of Wands. Let's see if we could compare what the 10 of Wands page looks like. Thought I saw something weird. Oop, yeah, I did see something weird. Okay. Yeah, so I caught this. Like the way the Queen of Swords is bolded, but for the King of Swords, looks like they forgot to bold it here. Yep, and in English to boot. All right, so I said 10 of Wands. I clearly passed it. All right, so let's see. So here's a difference between the bilingual version and the guide. See here, I don't know if I could get a good view of, oof, gosh. So here's the difference. The bilingual one, yeah, and then here's a Chinese one. So it looks like there's better arrangement of the text, and maybe just a better arrangement of the overall explanation between the 2 books. So it looks like the Chinese version, there's sections. I don't know what it says, but it clearly looks like they're in different sections. And then it looks like in the bilingual one, it's just all the information, like just in one gigantic paragraph. Yeah, while still trying to keep only 2 pages per card. Looks like even the page numbers match too. So, yeah, they're both, say, page 63 and 64. So it looks like they just wanted to keep the same number of pages when making the book bilingual. Okay. You know what? I'm actually curious as to the sections that's in the guidebook. Let's bring up Google Translate. I'm guessing that the text is traditional Chinese. So let's see what sections. Keywords, analysis of card elements. Okay, so yeah, let's see if I could. Yeah, so you could see. All right. So keywords is the first section, and then analysis of card elements is the second section. This is the Chinese book again. And then for this section here, let's see if I could get, oh gosh, it's really in there. Let's see if I can pull this off. All right. The Google Lens just froze on me. I mean, it's frozen. Yeah, look, I have nothing underneath it. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's try again. I'm getting a weather notice. Yes, thank you for the weather. All right. So, oops. I'd like to see what it says. Overall interpretation. Okay. So, looks like, wow, I'm stressing out. Google Translate app. Okay, so for this section of the book, can you see that? It's supposed to say overall interpretation. So yeah, that's... Anyway, I kind of hope you guys were able to see it. Yeah, it said overall interpretation. I mean, it's Google Translate is having trouble, like, and it's freaking out on me. Yeah, so... Yeah, I don't know if you could see that because it won't... Google Translate doesn't focus. So it had to be at a certain distance from my phone in order for Google Translate to read the text, the Chinese text. All right, so yeah, there's a difference between the guidebooks. The bilingual one is just kind of just throws all the explanations in one paragraph, while the Chinese only guide puts them in sections. And I don't know if it actually listed the extra Six of Wands like the bilingual one. No? Maybe it doesn't even... Yeah, it just goes from Six of Wands to Seven of Wands. So this is the only Six of Wands in the Chinese book. Yeah. Just Five of Wands. Goes to Six of Wands. Doesn't even... I don't think it even bothers with that there's an alternative Six of Wands. Because it just goes straight to Seven of Wands next in the Chinese book. Alright, yeah, I don't see it. Maybe it's after all these names. No, it's not after all these names. I don't even know what these names are. Now I'm curious. What are all these names? And I don't know, code names of some kind. Let's see if... Can't seem to do this. The guidebook binding is really tight. Supporter in no particular order. Okay. Okay, so these were supporters. That's a lot. That's a lot of supporters. So, come on, translate. There we go. Yeah. So, this is this page, supporter. Oop. Yeah. With all these names, Chinese names, English names. They're not actual names. I guess they're just what the hell do you call them? Aliases. There we go. Aliases. So these are all aliases. These are all supporters, and that's actually a good number of pages of supporters here. So yeah, wow. So I don't know if they contributed money or contributed feedback of any kind when the second version was created. So yeah, you know what? I don't even think the bilingual guidebook adds any credit to like the Kickstarter backers. No, it doesn't. Yeah, here's the back, and it just ends with the new chapter explanation of the card. So yeah. All right. And one last thing, let's read off a card from the book. See what the book says in English. So do the Three of Swords. Have the Three of Swords here. If I could just, all right, if I could stay steady while I read this. This is the third card of the sword suit. No, duh. A cat in front of a broken heart with sword shadows piercing the heart expresses hurt caused by words, events, or betrayal. Upright, it acknowledges and confronts the existing pain and sadness, encouraging you to accept these feelings. Reversed, it does not mean the pain disappears, but that you have begun the healing process, gradually releasing grief, learning to forgive, and gleaning wisdom from the pain. You know what? That's a pretty good explanation for this, from this guide, for this Three of Swords card. Yeah. So at least it explains the card image. Yeah. A cat in front of a broken heart with sword shadows piercing the heart. Aww. The cat looks upside down to me. Okay, yeah, the cat was upside down. So, yeah, if it was upright, the cat looks upside down. Aww. That's an interesting perspective, though. The cat is upside down with the Three of Swords. Kind of curious about this Emperor card. So let's see what the Emperor says, because just the way... Oh. Looks like the Emperor in the guide. So here's the Hierophant and the Emperor. Looks like they forgot to bold the name. See, it's bold here for the Empress. And the Emperor, well, no bolded. Oh, they didn't bold the Emperor? For shame. Okay, you know what? Let's see. Okay, looks like these sections here, authority and control. This is different than the other ones. This one says authority, control at the top, but if I think I go to the Hierophant, yeah, tradition and doctrine. Okay, so it's different sections. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. So, yeah, these are all just related to the card. And it's not like that. It's not, I mean, it's not authority, control, and then authority and control for the next card. I mean, it's its respective explanation for each. Huh, that's pretty nice. All right, so here you go for the Emperor card, authority and control. In the portrait, a crowned cat holds a scepter and sits upon a throne, symbolizing absolute command over its domain, responsibility and duty. The throne and scepter embody a king's will. The white cat beneath inherits this duty, facing challenges with resolve. Oh, okay. Structure and order. The throne, scepter, and golden orb remind us to value rules and processes, advancing goals within clear frameworks to prevent chaos. Logic and resolution. The white cat's proud demeanor mirrors the king's decisiveness. Analyze calmly and anchor your direction amidst complexity. That's a pretty good explanation. I mean, I like how they put different sections. I mean, here, the devil, like, there's a section called Bondage and Obsession, Temptation and Surrender. Yeah, And then the Three of Wands. Looks like they forgot to bold the Three of Wands in this one too. Okay. And then, yeah, Three of Wands is just this explanation. But yeah, for the major arcana, here, the Tower, collapse and upheaval, awakening and breakthrough, and so on. That's pretty good. Yeah, I wonder if they actually made a complete English guidebook. I wonder what they would have been able to fit if it was all in English. I mean, you know, they fit, they have this in full Chinese. And honestly, why not have a fully English guidebook? And just have people choose which guidebook they would want, whether the full Chinese, full English, or maybe keep the bilingual version too. All right, so there were no stretch goals with the Kickstarter. There were add-ons, but they would have been just extra decks. So the add-ons would have just been extra copies of the deck, if desired. And looks like the only differences I noticed between the actual product and what was in the Kickstarter campaign was the number of cards. So yeah, they said there was going to be 82 cards, but there's only 81, and then said there'd be 81 cards for the other two editions, but there's only 80, so can't get their numbers right, huh? So yeah, these are pretty good decks. They're very RWS themed. I like the sizes offered. Like not just a what did I do? Not just a standard size, but also like two different smaller sizes. So if you want to go pocket, if mini is way too small, or if you want to go mini, if you want even smaller. I don't know why you want to go even smaller. I guess for the sake of travel deck, make it a true travel deck. And such. No, it's not that kind of box. Yeah, just keep in mind that what's going to be explained in the guidebook, because if you got the tin version, you'd get the guidebook, but you also get the explanation for the new chapter card, which is not included in the tin version, which I don't like. I don't like when they do that. Okay. Now there was one thing I noticed that Vermilion Collection had about these decks, since these are available at Vermilion's website. I have the need to show you guys because I think it's what I saw was not fair. Okay, so this is Vermilion's website of the Mystic Meows Tarot. What the hell is this? This right here. It looks like there is a box that can house the mini deck. What? This is not offered on Vermilion's site, nor was it ever offered during the Kickstarter. Genuinely, what the hell? these are available, these pictures, I mean, the pictures are there on Vermilion's website, but it's not offered as a product for sale. And it, like I said, it houses the mini version. It can house, see, this is the mini version. See the picture of the mini version? I swear that mini version is inside this box, which does not appear to be offered on Vermilion's website. This is their website. See, this is their product, Mystic Meows. They don't even offer the little box. It's just the editions. I mean, not editions, the sizes of the first edition. And I swear to God, if the only way to get this box is to order the mini version from the website instead of the Kickstarter, yeah, I'm going to be clearly annoyed. Okay, it looks like the packaging says it's just a tuck box, and that is for the mini version. So see, it says mini here, and then when I scroll down to where it says packaging, it says tuck box. But still, what the hell is this? And why wasn't this offered in the Kickstarter? Or was this offered to Kickstarter backers, but only random Kickstarter backers? And I wasn't one of them? Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed that I see that on their website. They have pictures of it and they don't even bother to offer it. So, yeah, I don't think anybody made any comments on the Kickstarter page saying that, oh, I received this great load. You know what? I'm curious if anybody actually made a comment. No, there's only 3 comments. Yeah, no, it's just someone who canceled their pledge and then someone asking about why the guidebook wasn't included, even though there was supposed to be for the tin version. And then, yeah, they acknowledged it. And that's when they told us, hey, we forgot to include it, so just send us an email and we'll give you the guidebooks. And that took like 2 months. Anyway, these are available at Vermilion Collection. Just the first edition, not this pink second edition, and it's likely because the guidebook is only in Chinese. Yeah, I don't know. It's pink. I mean, why not? Make an English guidebook or add the bilingual one. These are also available, or these were the second edition. Used to be available at Tevada Tarot. Is actually sold out at the moment, but you could sign up to be notified if it ever comes back in stock. I wouldn't hold out hope because it looks like it's been out of stock for a good month. So, yeah, I think it like pretty much sold out as soon as it became available. However, there is an Etsy seller that is selling all editions, so all 4 versions of Mystic Meows Tarot. The only problem I have with that specific Etsy seller is that the first editions, they're double the price. I don't know why. So you're probably have a better chance of ordering these first editions from Vermilion Collection, from either their online site or from Vermilion's Collection's own Etsy shop. And as far as the second edition, only from the Etsy seller, that I mentioned earlier, but for some reason, the second edition isn't double price. Like it's not over $100 like these two are at that Etsy seller site. Yeah, I don't know why. I no clue why they're priced that way. It's the Etsy seller shop. It's at the Etsy seller's discretion on how to price their items. So, yeah. So that's the end of this unboxing video. I hope you got something out of this, as well as my, well, not so brief, first impressions of Mystic Meows Tarot. See you in the next video.